Hello, pilots, and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil, and once again, I am joined by...
Hi guys, it's Amy. I'm back again.
God, you're making this a regular thing now, Amy.
Yeah.
Not that's bad thing. We love having you on the channel. You definitely bring some very good insights to the game, and since you've helped us out so much, I thought I'd bring along two factions that you actually fly with.
Yeah.
So we actually have versus Separatists. So I've deprived you of them for so long. So would you like to run through what Connor's flying on the Empire side?
Yep, so Conor is flying two of my absolute favourite ships. So we have got a Decimator on the board with Rear Admiral Shirinu, fielding 000, Darth Vader, Minister Tour, BT-1, Iron Bombs and Dauntless. And then good old Rex the Brath in the Defender and Duke.
Nice. Quite a standard sort of set of upgrades you've got there on Shirinu with Vader, 000 and BT-1. I think if you're not running those, you're kind of missing a trick in the way. So
yeah,
nice
definitely
to see them on the board. Okay, and on the other side, as I said, we have Separatists. We actually have Elijah, and he is running Jango Fett with Treacherous, Count Dooku, Thermal Detonators, False Transponder Codes, and Hull Upgrade. Supporting Jango is Zam Vessel with Treacherous, Thermal Detonators, False Transponder Codes, and Hull Upgrade. So I think this list is affectionately known as Zamgo. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's been flying around the meta for a little bit, and it's seen as quite a good list. So it's definitely got a very big bid on there. It's only 189 points, which is quite a bid.
Yeah, especially with it being like two large ships as well, and they've both got a decent amount of upgrades on there each as well.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously they're basically running exactly the same thing, except for Jango has Count Dooku, but they've got quite a lot of utility there, sort of front and back arc with the threes, false transponders to get the jams on there, the additional hull to increase their survivability, and then throwing that the thermal detonators, which I am not going to lie, thermal detonators are hilariously good fun.
Oh yeah.
So it's a really nice list to see on the table. It'll be interesting to see how it goes against this Empire list. I think the Decimator might not be a huge fan of this, but I think Rexler would like to go up against this because he's tough, especially with Duke.
Yes. Good old plucky defenders.
Yeah. So, being the big Empire fan that you are, where would you be going first? Who would you be going after? Do you want to get rid of Jango or do you want to get rid of Zam?
I'm going to have to say Jango purely because I know firsthand what that Count Dooku card is like. I want rid. I mean, ideally I'd love both of them to go, but...
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, I think Jango.
Yeah, Count Dooku's card is fantastic. I think Count Dooku is a better crew than he is a pilot because of his ability. So for those of you that haven't come up against Separatists or Dooku that often, before a ship at range 0 to 2 rolls attack or defense dice, if all your force are active, you may spend one force and name a result. If the roll does not contain the named result, the ship must change one die to that result. Now, you can do that on bombs and you can do that on obstacles as well. So if the ship, if say the Decimator flew over an asteroid, you could say it's going to roll a crit as long as this is 0 to 2, which is quite sneaky. But it's just, I think it's a card that's got a lot of utility in there, and it's something that makes Jango stand out from Zam. Obviously, Zam's got her condition cards, the You Better Mean Business and You Should Thank Me, which, although very wordy, are quite straightforward. One essentially allows you to get a lock, and one allows you to get a double tap when you have the relevant charges, of which Zam starts with 4 and then loses 2. So her double tapping option with "You Should Thank Me" is actually active straight away, which is quite interesting. But at the moment, Django's a little bit further away from the fight than you would probably be looking for, I take it, Amy.
Yeah, I've got a bit of catching up to do. It looks as if he's trying to sort of go around in a little circle and come around and outflank me.
Yeah.
I'll say me, it's Conor, but...
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think these two, you kind of, it looks like you want to try and keep these two a little bit further apart, give yourself a bit of space there, see if you can draw Shiranu or Rexler in and see if you can get those thermal detonators off.
Yeah.
But I think we're seeing a target lock from... I'm not sure, actually. Oh, yeah, double checking. Looking like we're getting a target lock from Shiranu, which obviously spoils false transponders straight away.
Mm.
So that's quite a good tactic there if you want to try and sort of block the false transponders going off early. But it looks like going for Zam there.
So it'd be very naughty when Sam is so close and Django is so close yet so far away.
Yeah, definitely make the most and sort of see if you can focus fire down on Zam there. So it'd be quite interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, Elijah has initiative in this game with the bid.
Yeah, Django's definitely trying to come around the side or the back there. Sam's getting a little bit scared, I should imagine, with the Desi and a defender on them.
It's a bit of an awkward position for Zam there. She's definitely in a little bit of trouble right now. Looks like we've got our first attack coming in.
Ooh.
Hit crit, not too bad.
No, that's not bad at all. Oh.
That'll do. That will do.
Ooh.
And now Rexler coming in. Rex obviously...
Oh, Rex.
Oh, that's not great. Just the one hit. But does have Duke live. So Duke's that. Spend the focus. So it doesn't really do a huge amount there. So one thing I've noticed with these Empire ships, I think they have followed your teachings. They've gone very aggressive in there. I mean, that was turn 2, and they're already in there.
I do like going quite fast with them.
Yeah. And it looks like Zam did have "You Should Thank Me" and has regained 1 charge there after becoming the defender. And is gaining a target lock on Rexler. Nice little bit of action economy there. Obviously, no false transponders to give the jam, but that's absolutely fine. Now, would you wouldn't drop a thermal detonator yet, would you? You'd probably wait a little bit. The ships aren't quite in the right spot yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd save up from putting anything down yet.
Do you reckon we'll see Shiranu going fast in and then Rexler doing a 3-turn or something to try and... Does Rexler... Or maybe even a 2-turn, because the 3-turn's red on Rexler, is it not?
I believe so. Let me just quickly double check. Rexler, even though he's a brilliant pilot, I have to admit I don't field him all that much in my lists. The 1 and the 2 sharp turns are red, but a 3 should be okay with.
Right. Oh, yeah, because the defender likes to move big and fast. It's not, unless you've got the title or the config card even, the defender doesn't like to go really small maneuvers. It likes to really get in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it likes to be fast and furious. I mean, my favourite one to use is Ryad. Just why not do a load of K-turns constantly? I think it's hilarious. So you can still get all those actions and stuff, obviously, if it being speed 3 or higher, so you can get the full throttle. But yeah, I think possibly get away with a 3 turn to the right, if not cheeky K-turn.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think Ryad's my favourite defender pilot as well. Looks like we do actually have a cheeky thermal detonator going off there.
Ooh.
Maybe let's try to see. It's like a little punt. See if we can actually catch one of them there. So that'd be quite interesting. I mean, you've got 4 charges on there, so. Ooh.
Sam's being brave.
Hard turn boost round. I think knowing that things are definitely going to be behind her. Oh, that could be awkward for Rexler.
Yeah, that's brave. Very brave.
He's definitely going to want to be boosted. So I think he's kept himself in that back arc, but he's got out of that thermal detonator. And looking at the sort of range on that thermal detonator, I think we're going to miss everything.
Yeah.
So, spoilers. But I don't think much is going to get hit by that. So, but it was a good sort of board denial move there, I suppose.
Yeah, that was good. It was still a good idea to try and deny going into that sort of area.
Yeah. Oh, and Django has landed himself on the gas cloud and strains himself. One of the downsides of a medium-based ship, it's still tricky to get your eye in on how they land.
Mm. Oh, of course, fire sprays are medium-based.
Yeah, medium-based nowadays.
Yeah, I can say I've not actually flown them since the version 1. I had absolutely no idea until probably a couple of weeks ago that you could even fly them in Separatists, because I'm so used to seeing them in Scum or in Empire. Completely forgot about Separatists.
Yeah.
So I think I am going to have to make some lists.
So no shot there from Django, but we do have, just checking, I think we're just checking for a Vader trigger there. I think, yeah, Conor forgot Vader and checking for BT1, and I think it's just out of range on BT1, so will we see a Vader flip?
I love using Vader and BT.
Yeah.
They're just so much fun.
Yeah, there's the Vader flip, so Zam loses a shield because she has no green tokens to spend.
No.
But Zam does have a really nice range 1 shot with a target lock into Rexler. This is ideal. A focus would have been great, but a target lock would do. So that's hit. Well, trail mix, all 4 dice there. Oh, that's not great. Only a hit crit, unfortunately, but
Could be worse. They could all be blank.
yeah.
And
there's the 2 evades. So there's a free shot of Rexler. Rexler has no shot, so that's ideal situation there. Obviously, Chirinu is now going to get to shoot at Zam, so we'll see how this goes. So range 2. Only able to mod through Chirinu's reinforce ability. Can you remind me what that does again? Because I tend to fly Oiken rather than Chirinu.
Yeah, I love flying both of them. Chirinu, so basically when you perform an attack, if you're reinforced in the front or the back of your base, if your arc is matching that reinforced token, you can change one of your focuses to a crit.
As Conor so aptly demonstrated just in time for you there. But we do have an evade there, so no damage on Zam. And that is triggering the "you should thank me." Oh, no, it looks like it was actually... Let's double check. Let's go to the target lock, so... So "you should thank me" reads, this condition is assigned face down. Reveal it after you defend. After you defend, Zam Vessel recovers 1 charge, then you may require a lock on the attacker. At the end of the engagement phase, if this card is face down and you're in the enemy's firing arc, you may reveal the card and spend 2 charges from Zam Vessel. If you do, you may form a bonus attack. At the start of the system phase, remove this condition. So it's the "you better mean business" is the one that would have allowed Zam to do that bonus attack. It can be quite tricky with those cards. Obviously, there's a lot of text on there. I sort of see why there is a lot of text on there, but it could almost have been boiled down quite a bit.
Yeah.
But considering how much text is on there, it's still a card as either a pilot or a crew that we still see quite often. So, although I do expect the crew to probably go up a little bit in points because it is very, very efficient. So, we did mention earlier about a thermal detonator going off. I think here, and possibly here, might be a really, really nice spot to drop a thermal detonator or 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It'd be rude not to.
I mean, I'm not sure if the Decimator would be able to do anything to clear that. Rexler can do whatever he wants, but I don't think Tyranny would be able to avoid a double thermal detonator there.
No, and I mean, Decimators, they're great, but in terms of evading and in terms of moving, they're a little bit pants, let's face it.
Yeah.
But
they are tanks, but
oh yeah,
there's not... Once those hits start going in, so there we go. There is the first thermal detonator.
oh god.
And there is the second thermal detonator, so we do have
Double.
Oh, that's one of the things I love about thermal detonators, the fact that you can drop 2 of them. And also, if you do reload a thermal detonator, you actually recharge 2 charges, not just 1. There's a nice bug out move there from Zam.
Yeah. It's essentially like having a thermal version of the bomblet generator in a way.
Yeah.
Oh.
So not getting shot at, but also not getting a shot, but definitely getting well away from those thermals. What did Chiranu do? Anything that will get him out of that? Let's see.
Oh, so that's not bad.
So got a great shot lined up on Zam there, but I definitely think Chiranu's getting caught by both of those. And Django is also in a fairly nice position just to sort of add a bit of hurt there. So there's a target lock going in. And that does actually jam with false transponders. And with the jam, you could actually break a lock or remove any circular tokens. So I'm not going to lie, but the only circular token I see there is that reinforce. So I think Eli's going to be saying goodbye to that reinforced token.
Yeah.
I think they're just double checking the reading on that, because again, although jam is coming out more often, it's still one of those ones that people aren't 100% sure of.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's jamming tokens I don't use very often, and same with coordinate. I like the originals, target lock, focus evade.
The classics, as they were.
Yeah.
So again, just for those who aren't as familiar, so with a jam, pilots can jam to conduct electric warfare and confuse other ship systems. So that's a focus on the rear bomb, so that's a strain. And the next one goes off. Let's see what damage we get there. And that's another strain, so that's 0 agility on a 0 agility ship.
Woo!
I mean, we did mention that Eli could have juked that, but that's fine. But anyway, as we were saying, with jams, so normally measure range for the jamming ships at enemy ships. Choose enemy ship at range 1 or at range 1 to 2 in the jamming ship's bullseye. The chosen ship gains 1 jam token. A ship is jammed. That's... Sorry, I've just noticed that was just outside of range 1 there.
So BT1 doesn't go into effect.
No, but how close was that?
Very, very, very close.
Vader
Darth
triggering.
Vader.
Yeah, Vader triggering, Eli choosing to keep that token and take a shield. We'll come back to jam in a minute. Let's see what happens here, because this is going to be quite interesting. So range 2, through a rock from Django into Chirinu. Normally Chirinu would get an evade token, but he loses 2 down to 0 because of the strains. And that's a terrible roll, but it's a good job that there is a target lock in there. And that's still terrible. So,
A bit better.
yeah, a bit. So just 1 shield, which is a shame. So 1 strain token comes off. Then it'll be a range 2 from Zam.
Oh, that is close.
It's so close.
So,
I don't think TTS counts the nubs, because those nubs look like they're in range 1, but the computer said range 2, so...
Yeah, computer said no.
Oh, again, another tricky one, so definitely spending the target lock there. And then you've got to spend the focus, haven't you, really?
Yeah, it's got to be done.
Yeah, so that's all shields down on Chirinu there. And this is just what happens to decimators. But I mean, he's like, the decimator is a tank, so...
I love them so much.
They are cool. And I know we were discussing it in the last video, but no, you can't take 3 of them in one list, because that would just be horrendous.
No, I have got a very good 2 decimator list.
There we go, the evade. Yeah. I'm assuming Oiken and Chirinu.
Oh, yes.
So all in all, that round definitely favoured Eli there. In fact, it's not over yet. We are now triggering You Better Be in Business. So we're getting a bonus attack. Oh, just the 1 damage, so not great, but almost making up for Django's disappointing shot there. Now, let's finish up with jam, as we were saying. So, a ship is jammed if it has at least 1 jam token. Jam tokens are circular orange tokens. When a ship becomes jammed, the player whose effect caused the ship to gain the jam token chooses for the ship to either remove one of its green tokens or break one of its locks. If either effect is resolved, it removes the jam token. So basically, that does cause it to lose the reinforce because it's a green token. So what are we expecting in this next round? You do even.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I went a little bit quiet. So definitely, I'd say maybe a 3-turn to the right with Rex. I think it'll be a bit too close to do a K-turn. The Decimator. I'm going to say maybe a 1 or a 2 forward, even if it bumps, because my theory is Django will be trying to do something to get around the side or around the back, and it could potentially set up quite nicely for an iron bomb.
Interesting. I mean, obviously, Zam has just dropped her final token there. Oh, turning right towards Rexler, so maybe anticipating that little face-off. I reckon Django's going to turn away. Oh, that's interesting. So if that is interesting, I don't know what to think there. Right, there's the 3 forwards straight over the top of that bomb.
Yeah.
I almost think if Django had dropped a thermal detonator there as well, it might have... Oh, wow.
Oh my... Wow.
You cannot script that. That is so close.
And that's not even a bump.
No. But also, it's parallel as well. I mean, that's just... It's poetry. Absolute poetry. I love it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Now Rexler has to barrel to avoid that range 1 shot. And might... it's tough.
That was really good. I mean, if that was in person, like physically on the table, I think a lot of people would have actually ruled as bumping. Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure as well that Rear Admiral Chirinu has actually done a rotate action, so there's a target lock coming back from Django. Does it catch Rexler? Not quite, but definitely catches Chirinu, so let's have a look. Oh, this time he takes a crit.
Please be a nice crit.
The crit is just waiting for it to be pulled. And it is a stunned pilot. So after you execute maneuver, if you move to or overlapped an obstacle, suffer 1 damage. So I definitely don't think we'll see Chirinu trying to go through the middle of the board now.
No.
We're definitely sticking to those outskirts. Alright, checking for BT1. Checking for Vader. He has a choice there. Just hammering straight in on Zam. You've already got the damage there, why not? So it's another shield down on Zam. Django is range 2 unobstructed into the Decimator. I think we know exactly where Django is going to shoot, especially with the target lock activated as well. Oh, that is another crit in there. Oh, 2 hits and a crit. That is... Oh, that's painful. And the crit is... Waiting for it to pop up. I believe that's console fire. So before you engage, roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, suffer a hit damage. That's not great to get right now because he is going to be wanting to engage in a moment.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Could have been worse, but it's still not ideal.
Ooh,
Wow.
Rexler just sneaks out there. Just sneaks out. That was pretty good. So it's just a range 2 into Chirinu. So could be quite devastating.
I got really scared then. I thought that the dice had been rolled and that was 3 natural crits.
Oh, that would have been horrible. But there is a crit in there. 3 natural crits. I mean, that could have been enough. I mean, that 1 crit being a direct hit still is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of damage that Chirinu has taken in such a short time there. But Chirinu does get to throw some dice back out. Does he hurt himself first, though? Nope,
No.
Chirinu is fine. So, again, I'm assuming just going to rail in on Zam. Makes absolutely perfect sense. Oh, that's tough. That's painful. But it goes through. It's the final shield. And I think that is... Yep, that's You Better Mean Business.
No.
So bonus attack in. It's another crit. Wow. And the crit is... Yeah, you can guess it, can't you?
Full breach?
Nope, it's another direct hit.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is...
No.
That is absolutely savage. I mean, Chirinu has taken so much damage in this last, 2 rounds.
Oh, gosh.
Rexler needs to start pulling his weight a little bit. He's not done much here.
I know, he's literally just flying casual.
I think we're probably going to see some form of K-turn from Rexler, maybe.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be the best bet.
Yeah, he's got to do something. I mean, I reckon K-turn that way. Maybe 3-turn from this one to there. But I mean, looking at it, I reckon Zam's is going to do a 3-bank boost there. And Django, Who knows what Django's doing? Django's off doing his own thing. He's sightseeing all these obstacles. I think he's planning what's going to happen next time he sees Obi-Wan.
He's probably got a couple of seismic charges ready for him.
Probably. I mean, I don't think we're going to see any thermal detonators this turn from Django. I don't think you need to. And Zam's pretty much out of all charges now, except for Treacherous, which hasn't even had the opportunity to go off yet.
No.
But so far, Zam has done a lot of work. She's really, for 88 points, she has been very efficient this game. Rexler needs to get in on the action, and Chirinu needs to try and get as much damage in as possible. I think what's been quite difficult is the fact that Chirinu hasn't quite managed to get into range 1 for a BT1 trigger. So it hasn't been able to double down with BT1, Vader, and 000 yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, BT1's always I've found it quite difficult to use. The only way I've found it to be really successful is if you're going against a list with like loads of small ships, like a mini swarm.
Yeah.
Because of course they're going to want to get straight in and do all of that damage at range 1 while they can, because they've practically got no hull. So BT1 triggers on those are quite good.
See, I quite like it on Oiken, because when you've got Oiken, you're... Oh, we are seeing a thermal destiny. Go for the range 2 drop there. When you're flying Oiken, you're trying to get in right in their face and bump, because you know that you can still shoot when you're bumped.
Yeah.
So I find it's a bit easier to trigger when you're not worried about bumping.
Yeah, and if you put Dauntless on there as well, you've still got the chance of getting an action.
And then you throw Intimidation on there as well, and you reduce their agility. It's nasty.
It's so beautiful.
I mean, it's a list I really do like. Like Oiken, normally with like 4 Obsidian squadrons, I think it's fun. It's a little bit ridiculous, but it's good fun. Ooh, so just a focus there from Zam, not trying to fully run away. There's the 2 hard, definitely avoiding the thermal detonator there. Checking for a target lock. That's quite good because the arc is left to right, so still catches, and there's the 4K turn.
That's good.
Just going straight turtle up, focus, evade. Can't boost back in, because if you boost, you have to do a bendy boost, which is likely to clip that obstacle. And Django just taking a little trip through the field of obstacles there. He really is practicing for Attack of the Clones there, I think.
He is. He's taking the scenic route.
Sometimes you do have to just sit back and admire the view.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I've just found my my Dirty Desi's list, which is the double decimator. So on Oicon, I usually have Agent Callus, Death Troopers, BT1, Ruthless, and Dauntless. So Death Troopers, basically, not only can you not remove the others not remove their stress, but yeah, it causes quite a lot of havoc in that one.
Yeah, I think I remember using that in the Commentator Wars.
Oh yes, I did.
Yes, it was an interesting list. Unfortunately, if I remember rightly, he came up against James in his T70s, which are, unfortunately, they're very tough to come up against. Was it?
Yeah.
Or was it? I think it was either the T70s or the Falcon list, but I remember it was a tough match.
I think it was a double Falcon list against the double Desi.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think double Falcons are pretty much always going to win against double Desis.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we have a range 3 from Zam into Chiradu. Oh, that's a hit crit. That's hit crit.
No!
This could be... Ooh, that's close. So it's just hit crit, but we could still see the death of Chiradu. No, it's just a disabled power regulator, so quite fortunate there. So, obviously, before you engage, gain 1 ion token. I don't know how long Chiradu is going to be around for to have to worry about engaging.
Yeah.
Console fire doesn't blow itself up. Good start, I suppose. And checking the range 3.
Oh, nice.
And that's with a target lock as well, so that should be quite tasty. And also Vader to change 1 focus if needed. So let's see what we get. Good job he's got that target lock in there. So the red dice have been very inconsistent this game.
Have.
Oh, spending Vader. So there we go. 3 hits. That's a bit better for Conor there. Oh, and then Eli just throws out 2 evades. A bit brutal, so it's 1 damage on Zam. And this should be, you should thank me, so just gaining a charge and a target lock. Very efficient action economy there. So I think that's the end of shooting there. So moving back into the planning phase. So good opportunity to remind everyone that if you do like what we are doing here at Out of Arc Gaming and you would like to support the channel, don't forget we do have a Patreon. The link is in the description below. You can support us for as little as £2 a month. £2 a month will get you a shout out on the next video. We will be posting pictures of upcoming games on the Patreon page as well, so you can get a sneak peek about what is coming up. Also on our Instagram page, you'll see random pictures from game nights where we're playing, other lists that people are using, so really good place to see what we're up to as well. But as I said, for the Patreon, the link is in the description below. So, Chirinu is not in a great place, health-wise.
No.
What can you really do right now? I mean, as long as Django's out of the way, Chirinu will still get to shoot regardless because of the I5 step. But
yeah,
do you just say, yeah, whatever, and just go for it? See, like, try and turn it as hard as possible and try and catch Zam? Well, you kind of have to, really, don't you?
I think
hard to is the only thing you can do, I reckon.
I mean, yeah, you can do a hard 1, but of course you're going to be stressed. Hard 2, possibly get away with. May need to shoot through the debris, but
definitely doesn't want to do that with Stun Pilot. I mean, hard 2 should bring you about here, so I think that would be okay. You just got to be cautious of with Zam there, with the hard 2, with the arc. Again, terribly drawn arc there from left to right with that catch. Oh, you know what?
Called it.
it might look like a terrible drawing, but that pretty much sits just fine. So it was actually a hard 3, not a hard 2. But I mean, the drawing called the position, so we'll say that was good work. And I think that might be unobstructed as well. No shot coming back. That might act. Oh,
good boy, Rex.
This could be the turn. Oh, really, really trying to avoid that arc. This is probably not going to be a good turn for Zam, and I don't think Django is going to be in range. He's probably going to want to try and maybe boost, but I don't know. Oh, no, boost clip, so this is the turn for the Empire. This is where the Empire strikes back. And yes, we finally got the pun in. We'll just, in our heads, imagine that the Decimator is a Superstar Destroyer. Not that it would actually fit on the board. I'm pretty sure it's about 3 foot long or something ridiculous. Still no trigger of BT1 though. But will we see the Vader trigger? I'd be surprised if we don't. Oh, is that Minister to her?
I believe so. She's another one that I don't use very often.
Yeah. So that's the Vader trigger. So 1 more damage onto Zam, which does now mean half points. Yeah, so taking the stress there as well, so I anticipate that's Minister to her. So is that at the start of the engagement you may perform a red reinforce action? So Zam out of arc there, so perfectly positioned there by Conor. Very well flown there. Oh, hit crit as well. So that's definitely going to be some crits going through. That's hit crit. That is not great. So the crit is
direct hit. Can it be?
No,
yes?
It's damaged engine. Oh no, damaged sensor array. Sorry, the next one is direct hit.
Yes.
So Zam Vessel survives on 1 health there. But can only perform focus actions and actions on damage cards. So that is... Well, Zam's not in a great place, but she's done a lot of really good work this game, so...
Especially on Shirinu.
Yep. But gaining a charge, getting a target lock. So hoping to survive until next round.
Come on, Rex. That's not what you want.
No. That's not what you want at all. So just managing to survive that round. So yeah, Zam somehow managed to survive that. Is very impressive. So we'll just have to see now where this goes. Obviously, Rexler needs to be really careful because he's got the debris right in front of him. He's not quite ionized yet, but with the stunned pilot, if he goes over that obstacle, he's a goner. Well, if he lands on it anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit stuck.
He probably needs to try and just get over it as quickly as possible. So you'd be looking at a 3, I reckon, get him to about there and be fine. Anything slower than that and he will be gone, unless he does maybe a bank, but that would start getting you very close to the board edge. I mean, Conor could also just say, it's fine, he's basically dead. So, but we will see. But I think essentially Zam kind of just wants to turn in, and Django needs to get himself actually in the fight. He hasn't really done anything since his one parting shot.
Yeah.
So he's he's left it pretty much all to his apprentice there. So do you think there's anything that Conor could potentially have done differently, or do you think it's just the way it is? Do you think there's not really much else he could really do?
I think it's more the way it is. I would have done exactly the same. I mean, it's good formation getting the two ships next to each other, putting some very good hits into Zam. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else I would do differently.
I think it's very tough, especially against a ship like the Fire Spray, which has the front and back arc and bombs. It's always gonna be very tricky against that. And also the high initiative as well. There we go, there's a 3, skipping straight over, so no issues there. Not getting rid of the stress and no action, unfortunately, for Conor. Let's see where Rexler goes. Is Rexler going to park himself pretty much on top of Zam again? Yes. Yes, he is. Those two have been doing an absolute dance tonight.
Good flying without bumping as well. It's really quite cool.
Not sure if Rex is going to be able to actually get out of being shot this time, though. I think Conor's trying to say what he's thinking about doing. I think he's talking about trying to maybe boost this way, but worried that Django is just going to do that to catch him.
Yeah.
So it's a very tricky spot for him.
I think maybe a barrel roll might be better. Oh, okay.
Oh, there. So yeah, he's just taken the focus evade, and Django has landed on the obstacle. So does he strain himself? He does not, but no actions though. So let's see what Daddy Fett manages to pull out the bag this time. Now he's given the opportunity to shoot. Will he actually capitalise a little bit there? There's the Vader trigger. 100% getting rid of that token there from Eli. He does not want to be losing that last health to a Vader trigger.
No. I mean, it's hilarious when it happens, of course, if you're on the attacking side, but it's a pretty bad way to go.
Yeah. So, range 2 from Django. No tokens other than his force, which he can either Dooku or he can just use it like a calculate. So that we haven't really seen much from Dooku yet. And the force is still active, so I'm assuming no trigger of Dooku there. With a roll like that, that's not too bad actually, 2 hits.
Yeah, it's quite good.
It's kind of unlikely to go through though, because focus and evade on Rexler. Just double checking the difficulty of the maneuvers they did there, because that is actually Django's ability. So while you defend or perform a primary attack, if the difficulty of your reveal maneuver is less than that of the enemy ship, you may change one of the enemy's focus results to a blank result. But it was both white. With a focus and an evade token there, it's not really going to make much difference. So choosing to spend the focus to keep that Duke alive, or to try and help with this range 1 shot coming back from Because I mean, you don't shoot Chirony right now. You take that range 1 on Rexter, right?
Oh, hell yeah. It would be rude not to. I mean, especially when he's right there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rexter, I love you. But Zam, it needs to be done.
Yeah. Double crit, and there's the token. Not that it would have done anything, because obviously he's still got shields on Rexler. Hasn't even got a scratch on the paint job yet. So let's see. Range 2 onto Django. Right. Now do we see a Dooku trigger? Not yet. Oh, not required anyway. And range 2 unobstructed into Zam there. 2 hits. Oh no, that's Zam dead.
Bye, Zam.
That's a shame.
It is.
But will we? I think we might still see a trigger of her card, and that is the "You better be in business." So after you defend, you may spend 2 charges for a Zam. If you do, perform a bonus attack against the attacker. So again, bonus attack coming back in onto Chironu. So this might be the end of Chironu anyway, because it just needs 1 damage.
So it'd be quite impressive if it did. Let's take off 2 really big ships. Ooh.
Bye-bye, Chironu.
Oh, you flew well.
Yeah, I mean, between him and Rex, it caused a lot of damage on Zam and did eventually take Zam out. So we do now have an interesting face-off. We have under 20 minutes left, and it is Django versus Rexler.
The points are still so close, and both ships haven't suffered any damage whatsoever.
Yeah. So it is going to be close. I mean, Django is 101 points, and Rexler, I believe, is 85 points. Am I right? Or is he...
Yes. Let me just double check.
I believe Connor's list was 196.
198. Rexler is 85 points.
85 points. Yeah, so a lot of points there. So Eli's lost his cheaper ship, Connor's lost his more expensive ship, but arguably he still has his better ship there.
Yeah, the defenders are really, really manoeuvrable.
Yeah, very, very dancey. So we'll see just how good. I mean, the fire spray could catch up. In fact, there we go. That's definitely going to be a range 2 shot there from Django, because those fire sprays are super manoeuvrable.
Yeah. I really need to start flying them again, because I keep forgetting how good they are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually have the Separatist one yet. I've only got the Scum variant. So, but I do like the fire spray. So spending Dooku, so that's 2 hits of the crit. And that's all the evades you could ever want when you add that evade token.
Nice.
This is where defenders get very tricky. I played a game in store the other day, and yeah, there was a defender in there, and it was a tricky one to take it down. I managed it eventually, but that was after 3 turns of just literally pincer moving with Delta 7Bs and just like trying to keep my arcs as wide as possible, blocking with one, attacking with the other, and it took a long time. I eventually did it, but we'll see how long Conor. Oh, there's the standard K.
I love the K-turn so much. Oh,
Unanticipated there by, a little bit. Oh, sacrificing a shot there.
yeah, that's
Interesting. Very interesting.
I would have
possibly boosted at Rexler.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But, I mean, range 3.
Unobstructed.
Unobstructed. And it looks like we do have a trigger of Dooku there, so I'm assuming it's calling blank. Yep, turning that crit down to a blank. So, good call there. Spare that focus. There's still 2 hits. That's a shield going through.
It's slowly getting there.
Slowly but surely. So let's see. Thermal detonator for a slight bit of denial there. I reckon thermal detonator here. Django to do a 2. And I anticipate that Rexler is probably going to do a 2, possibly followed by a barrel roll. Would you be in agreement, or would you think something different?
No, I agree. Mind you saying that, if Django was to do that, I wouldn't even bother with the barrel roll.
Well, you've got to worry about the you've got to worry about that thermal detonator there. You're definitely within thermal detonator range then. So this is favouring Rexler at the moment.
It's interesting. This kind of reminds me of, in The Last Jedi, when Kylo is just shooting the hell out of Luke Skywalker on the planet when they land on that derelict rebel base, and he just does the brushing off of his shoulders. That's kind of what this is reminding me of. It's like, I don't care that you shoot me, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, it looks a bit that way. I think the thing is, Django's got the utility to get himself into a really good position because he's got that forward and back arc. But he doesn't mind if Rexler's behind him. He'd prefer to be behind Rexler, but it's range 2 through the gas cloud, so one hit. Oh, Dooku did to a blank, so nothing needed there. Again, tricky. That's a difficult position for Rexler to be in. I think a one bank might clear that gas cloud, or he might have to just bite the bullet and do a hard turn. Django, you could see Django do like one hard in, or just like a...
Yeah, I think Django would be able to get away with it.
Yeah, or even maybe like a 4K and just come back in.
Yeah, that too.
Let's see. Oh, so there is the bank going over the cloud. So, do we get a strain? We do. This could be really awkward if Django's got a shot. And what did Django do? Ooh.
Not what you want.
Well, I don't know.
Thermal detonator?
He's got it for later. He's done the boost.
Okay.
So he's now got himself a shot. It is obstructed. So, range 2 through the rock with a strain on Rexler, so it's still only 3 dice. Oh, 2 hits and a crit. What does Dooku trigger? No Dooku trigger. Oh, so that is a shield down. And returning fire 3v3, Dooku triggering, so I'm anticipating calling a blank. But the blank is already there, so it doesn't matter. And there's the evade. Ooh, it's getting tough here. Because again, that's not a great position for Rexler with that rock right in front of him. He's got to turn away. And he's probably got to turn away quite quickly. I'd say a 3 hard or 3 bank at minimum is what he needs to be doing. But I'm not going to lie, I reckon we're going to see a thermal detonator drop from Django. There we go.
Yep, called it.
And Django probably might even do a 3 sloop. Yeah, just the 1 thermal detonator, so let's see, where's Rexler going? There's the 3 hard. Having to boost. Yeah. Having just to run away. And Django doing the 1 hard. Boost round. I reckon boost would be good. Oh, not round, just straight. I think anticipating trying to avoid that thermal detonator, but I think he was always going to avoid it.
Yeah.
No shot there. So we're getting to that really tense final 10 minutes. These 2 ships need to close now quite quickly. I reckon. What do you reckon? What would you be doing with Rexler now?
K-turn.
You reckon?
Yeah. Either K-turn or a sharp turn to the left to try and come up through the... Yeah, just like that. Just try and set up for
later
where
turns.
Django's going. Yeah.
And because K-turn I don't think was a bad idea, but I thought I'd be worried it would take you too far out the fight, although you could boost back in, couldn't you, afterwards? But we'll see. But let's see. So do we get a shot here from Django? Oh, range 3 through the cloud just.
It's close.
Yeah. I think this favours Rexler, to be honest. I mean, look at that. 5 dice. No evade tokens or anything, but... And you're not exactly going to try and call Dooku for a blank there. It's not great spending that target lock. Spending Dooku like a calculate, 3 hits. We'll let anything sneak through. Well, it's not often you see the dice land on each other, but that's 3 evades and then your gas cloud anyway, so absolutely fine. So the hard turns are white or red on the defender, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think they've got many blues, if any.
It's all in the straights and maybe the banks. Because Rexler wants to get rid of that stress right now.
Yeah, so we can do a 1 bank or all the straights are blue. So okay. I think maybe a 1...
There we go, there's the 1 bank.
1 bank to the left would be quite wise.
And then just take a focus, yeah.
Yeah.
See, Django, I reckon 2 forwards. Yeah, 2 forwards. Straight up joust.
Range one of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I know that we haven't even got this round out, but I reckon that Rex is 4K next turn.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one.
Debating whether Eli wants to use Dooku there, I think. But no. We'll definitely spend that target lock. Oh, that's tough. Good job, Eli didn't spend that force there. Naddy's on the evades.
That was quite good.
Looks like we're aiming for a blank. There is already a blank in there, so it doesn't matter. That is one of the downsides of Dooku, though. And that's one more shield off of Django. Yeah, one of the downsides of the Dooku, if like the result you called does get rolled, then he's suddenly lost that dice for extra protection, but Conor very definitive in what he wants to do there. He knew exactly what he was doing, so that's definitely a 4K.
Yeah.
And I think that if Elo was super sneaky, either a 1 hard straight in, or maybe do a 3 forward, then drop a thermal detonator next round.
I think either of those is a good shout.
In fact, even with a 1 forward, dropping a thermal detonator would be quite fun. Or a 1 hard even. Let's see. Also, is it just me, or do those models not actually look too dissimilar in size?
No, they don't. I'm wondering if it's the way that the foils are on the Defender, but even then, like, I'm still... Wow, that's close.
That round of applause there, Eli. Some of their manoeuvring, some of their, like, the way they've landed has been so fine margins. Oh, and a boost out of arc there. Oh, Django is playing next level.
Oh, I love it.
So that's 4v3.
Yeah, they do both look very similar in size. I keep forgetting as well that it's a medium base ship now, not a large base.
And spent Dooku, so that's hit, crit. And there's the evade token anyway, so...
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
It was a valiant effort, but what a manoeuvre there.
That was good.
That just goes to show how manoeuvrable the fire spray is. And having those dual arcs, it's so forgiving in its manoeuvrability as well.
I think I'm definitely going to have to make up some Separatist lists with these in.
Yeah, I need to actually get hold of the Separatist fire spray because it hasn't been in stock for a while.
No, it hasn't. I've got a bit of a wish list of things going. I still need to get the G-Class shuttle. Still need to get things like the Nantex, the Hyena bomber.
Yeah. I also have a bit of a wish list. So HMP, G, Separatists, Slave One, a few bits for Resistance. I would also like to actually have my own copy of the Trident.
It looks so cool.
This
looks so good.
Actually managed to have a game against it the other day, and it was just such a cool looking ship. It's just so unique. Oh, there's a thermal detonator right under Rexler there.
And it's a bump.
And it's a stressful bump. Do we see another boost from... We see another boost. I think the Rexler will still catch...
Yeah, that's got to still be in range.
Yeah. So they still catch each other, and I don't think that there is any unobstructed shots either. Oh, so using Dooku to call that as a crit. So that's another shield down on Rexler. And unobstructed range 2. No way of modifying dice on either side. Let's have a look. 2 hits, not bad, not bad.
Could be worse, but it's still a good roll.
Also, Jango Fett's ability would actually trigger here. So, not that it matters, nothing to change, nothing to actually affect it, but that is one more shield down on Rexler. Rexler's now 1 away from half. And in a precarious position. And there's the evades. Now, in theory, or in practice, Jango could have actually triggered again there. So while you defend or perform a primary attack, if the difficulty of your maneuver is less than that of the enemy ship, you may change one focus to a blank. Not that it would have made any difference anyway, because there's no tokens to change anything.
Yeah. That's the timer. I take it there's one more round.
I think they called one more round just because they managed to sneak a dial down. Aggressive there, aggressive from Conor.
Nice blue one back to clear the stress.
Yeah. Let's see what... No shots from Jango this turn then, so it's all down to Rexler. Can he would need to get all 3 through to take it down to 5 health, which would be enough to half point Jango if he can get an extreme... Unfortunately, range 3, I don't think it's going to happen, so...
No. But miracles happen, you never know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So he can use it on himself, but not on Rex's dice. No, even with that. Spending Dooku for that, so final shield down on Jango. And that is game.
That's a good game.
Yeah, very exciting. It was very much a game of 2 halves there. You had a very strong, Chirinu Rexler versus Zam Vessel, very in-close, very gritty, very dirty fighting. And then the last half, once those 2 were gone, it was just Rexler versus Jango in a dance around the obstacles. It was some fantastic flying from both players there. I very much appreciated it and enjoyed that. I don't know about yourself there, Amy.
Yeah, no, that was a good game. I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So I very much look forward to seeing both of these players back on the table, seeing what else they bring. If they can bring some more excellent flying like that, it'd be fantastic. But I think what we'll do is we'll call it there. So Amy, again, thank you very much for joining us and providing some great commentary on two factions that you're a big fan of.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me back. It was a good game to watch. Really enjoyed it.
Well, I always try and bring good games for everyone, so that's brilliant. But anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. As I said, if you want to support us via Patreon, the link is in the description below. Don't forget to like the video, click that subscribe button, and we will see you next time.